Good morning, this is Beldragos on the Chile server, featuring the Direwolf 2112 mod pack. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this. Please hit the likes and the subscribe buttons, and be sure to tell everybody so we can get more people watching this. It's been a couple days since I've made my last video. I had to wait for my internet provider to bring out a new modem because mine took a crap on me. All of a sudden I was getting bandwidth down to like 4.3, but now I'm up over 200 with a brand new modem and I'm good to go. Let's get this out of this view so we can get back to the game. While I was waiting, I decided to get a manservant. While I was waiting, when I would log on with my fluctuating bandwidth, sometimes it would kick me off like every 10 minutes. So the time I spent remodeling my work area. I'll show you everything. Let's start here. I made an XP drain with a duct leading to the black hole tank. Here, let me open up the wall for you. There's a duct and a servo pumping it into the bottom here, which currently is holding 31 buckets. I got a servo pumping it out and the XP into the top tank so that it will always keep the top tank full as long as there's XP stored in here. And then the tap, if I need XP, I just right click the tap to turn it on or off. That was 5. I just stand on the drain to have it replaced into the system. That way, if something happens and I end up dying, I don't lose any of the experience. Now let's go start back here in the corner. To help with power, I took and added another upgraded magmatic dynamo. Say that times real fast. With isotropic reservoir, the fuel catalyzer, and I threw this in to see if it would help anything. Prevent RF loss due to flux coil saturation. I'm not exactly sure if that'll help or not, but I figured, hey, why not? So I've got 3 of these providing power. Kick it out, and everything goes into the storage crate, which is empty because I took and placed a network receiver linked to my main storage system on the other side of the wall with a grid so I can access my system. I added an importer, so everything in the chest gets imported automatically into my storage system, which has been working quite nicely. Now back here, I upgraded all the dynamos in here to Signalium stage, so they're all working at as fast as I can get them. Can't quite make Enderium. So I'll talk about this in a moment. So everything comes out of another network module behind here, hooked to the crafting grid. And over here I placed exporters to export material out of the system and importers to put finished material back in the system. This one is set for chest to receive, well, I suppose I should put my helmet back on. Set to receive redstone, and I'm going to add gold to it. So redstone and gold will be pulverized and placed into this chest. And over here I've got coal, lapis, nether quartz, amber, gold, and then Certus quartz. All go empty into this iron chest, which gets imported into the system again. Now back here I have all my metals except for gold going into this chest, which gets pulverized and automatically moved over to the redstone furnace to be processed and pushed up into this chest. Now up here I have pulverized gold from down here feeding in the chest, and this chest is set to both with extract, and for the input and output is enabled onto the same chest. So anything that can be cooked that's deposited in here will go down and be processed and go back up. Now over here I have my magma crucible, which is set for the shales for the oil, the glowstone, the redstone, and the resident ender. I've got 91,000 buckets, 185,000. Well, those aren't buckets. Those are 153 buckets of 1,000 per bucket. 151 buckets, 185 buckets, and 91 buckets. All the process goes dumped into this chest. Here's some destabilized redstone getting added over to here. Now they're up to 186. I've got the output on the side going down underneath these where they're input in for the bottom. Out of the bottom, up the back, and into the back of the tank with colored coordinated lights behind. Over here I made a chamber where I can take and place ores like diamonds and emeralds that I get more material out of using my fortune enchantment on my drill. So I just fill this hallway with, and then I just walk down using my drill and everything. And the XP orbs are contained into this area, so it's easier to pick up. Otherwise out here it was going back by the generators all over this area. It was making a small mess. So everything is automated from the void ore miner to the processes, and anything that isn't processed gets automatically put in here. Here, let me show you. These are the ores which I'm not processing. Is the black quartz, the yellowite, and uranium, because I haven't gotten into the big reactors yet. Apatite, which I really don't see using. It's only good for fertilizer. And then the diamond, mana, emerald. I didn't have enough spotting for the mana ore to go in, so I just input it by hand. Resonating ore is for the reactors, which I'm not certain if I'm going to get into that also. But I've got diamond, emerald, charged Certius quartz. I've discovered if I put this through the pulverizer, I wasn't getting out charged quartz out of it. So I do this by hand. Draconium ore and dimensional shards. I do those 4 by hand. The cobalt and the ardite I run through the Tinker's Forge upstairs. Also because there wasn't room for the ores to double. So that's how everything works. It works quite nicely. I can just walk away. Everything is chunk loaded. Here, let me call up the map. The whole work area is chunk loaded, so it keeps operating while I'm gone. For everywhere from the Tinker's Forge upstairs to the processing area which I'm in is these 6 chunks. So of the 7 chunks that I've got chunk loaded, the last 8th one is in the nether where I've got my pump where I'm getting the lava from. So that's what I've been doing for the last few days while I've been trying to resolve my internet problems. Now, this little device, I love this. It's an environmental controller. You can take and put modules in it and set it for operation when a redstone pulse, hence the wooden pressure plate. Right now, I have Saturation Plus, which gives Saturation 3, and Regeneration Plus, which gives Regeneration 3. So all I have to do is step on it, and it makes a 5-block radius effect at block height 70 and 71, which is where I'm at. So all I have to do is walk across it, and I don't have to eat. And I'm fully healed. Works really nice. I had this on the previous Direwolf server, the 110, and figured out this wonderful little effect, so I carried it over here. That's pretty much all I've been able to do. It really sucks getting booted all the time. When I added the security manager and made myself, I don't need to make myself a key, but I was experimenting with it. You make a security key, and then you can set the permissions, and if you throw it in a anvil and put a player's name in, like I could set it so I don't have any access and put it in here, and I wouldn't be able to access my whole system. But as you see, everything's full, and I'm the only one who can access the internal of this unit here. So right now, nobody can do anything to my system, remove any of the drives, access the inventories within. It locks it down nice and safe. That way, if somebody does find my base, they won't be able to do anything with it. Nothing has changed out here. It was suggested that I make a paper tree, a paper bark tree, and I just have to use bone meal on the tree trunk to gain paper, because I had to use a lot of it for the filters and the modules downstairs. And I also looked up this mod. It's a dimensional, where it's makes a mining world where you can go mining. I went through and lit up an area, but where they had me appear, it's only appetite. Oh, I got some coal here. Lighting issues. And it dead ends. I'll take some copper. So I'm gonna take and use this world as additional ore if I need it. But I am getting plenty out of that void ore miner. I was just curious as to what this mod was, but I've got something, I believe I have something better set up to use currently. Besides, it looks kind of neat side by side. I should put doors on that also. Oh, I hate it when I hit Q. Now, if I were to just put this in the system, let me clear that out. And that copper that I put in there is going to be going through the processes downstairs, and it will be soon turned into delicious copper bars, which will be sitting probably unused in the system below. It was one of the other players pointed out that I never showed how to make the void ore miner. So I'm going to spend probably the remainder of this video. So first of all, let's look at the void ore miner. It's a tier 1, which you need a block of diamond, litherite bricks, interconnects, a laser lens, and a diode. The diode is just glass, redstone, and iron ingot. That's the easy part. The lens is just... come on. Wish they wouldn't go here, there. A lens is just an H made out of glass. You can use any glass. As you can see, it keeps cycling through. Tends to be annoying that way. Interconnects are made with black concrete and connectors. Connectors is iron and redstone, kind of like if you were making TNT. Let's go back to this. Black concrete. Concrete can be made with sand and gravel and dye. When you make concrete, you get the concrete powder and you have to put it into water. I came up with another way. I take and put the blocks of concrete powder that I make, gets placed in the water with a water block next to it, which turns it into concrete, and then the auto breaker picks it up. I could demonstrate quite easily. Let's see, I'll just throw a few sand in here. Just like that. I'll just leave that. So that's how we'd make the concrete for the interconnects. Now, these are a pain in the butt. Litherite. You have to make litherite crystals out of flint, diamond, and you have to have green dye and lime green dye. So you have to go out and collect a lot of cacti or green mystic flowers, or the light green. Well, you know the recipes. And then that only yields 4 crystals, and you need 9 to make a single block. So it took a few. You had to make 4 blocks for that. Now once you get one made, I've got one in the inventory. You also have to make... Where is it? Where is it? Let's see. You have to make one of these. I accidentally made 2 of them. It's a multi-block assembler. It's hard. Here it is up here, which is 2 pieces of obsidian and one of those litherite crystals. Now once you figure out where you want to put your miner, I'm just going to put it against the ceiling up here for now. You left click on here and it tells you how many blocks you required. You need 24 structure block tier 1 or above, 20 structure panels, 2 laser core, and 1 laser lens here. 1 clear laser lens or any colored variant. So let's go with the structure blocks. Structure blocks are right... Or is it? Structure frame. Oh, we need structure panels, which is the connectors, glass, and gold nuggets. And we need tier 1, which is more interconnects, iron, lapis, and litherite. And as you remember, we needed 20 structure panels and 24 tier 1 structure blocks, laser core, and a laser lens. Okay, laser core, which is the connector, iron nuggets, and light blue. Any glass, and a laser lens, which we already saw was the H pattern in glass. You have those in your inventory, and then you just right click, and if you hold right click down, it'll place the blocks for you. The way I have it set up, here, let me grab this down. I don't want. Let's go over, look at the constructed one. Put these back in. I don't need them. Bloop. I wanted the ground, bottom of the frame level with the ground, so I set it up 2 blocks, well, 3 blocks counting the bottom, and then I put the core on the top. I just stood back and held the right click down to place it. And that's how you make one of these. Now you're wondering how to make a quantum core. I'll show you how to do that one too. Oops, capital. Quantum core. You have to make one quarry, which is stone burnt, end stone, and a nether star. This is actually what I used that first nether star on. Stone burnt is just polished stone put through the resonator, and polished stone is just 4 stone bricks put in a 2x2 pattern, and you get 4 polished stone. So with the exception of the nether star, it's not that bad of a pattern. The quantum actuators, you need end rods, 4 end stone, a diamond pick, and more of those stone burnt. And these you have to place against each of the 6 spaces. And once you have it constructed, you can turn it so redstone activates it. You can put a filter in there, so you can either whitelist or blacklist items that you don't want. And if you want, you put Silk Touch book in there to give it the ability to Silk Touch. That way you get blocks of coal instead of chunks of coal. There's no way to fortune it. It has to be a Silk Touch, to my knowledge. And biome markers. You can make a biome marker based off certain biomes that you want it to only mine in, so it will only mine in those biomes. Here, I'll turn it on. Right now it's mining in a woodland biome. It's at level 43, working its way down. And so far it's mined over 2,100 blocks. And it uses 20,000 RF per action. And I got a bunch of stone, andesite, and granite. Really not worth it. I mean, granted, you can put in a filter to block some of that stuff out, but you're still paying to mine it. So it's a waste of power to get ore when this over here does it for you. We can just filter all the ore out that you want. Only thing I'm getting that I don't want is the apatite, which I can just dump into a garbage can. I can just make a trash can do a export and put the stuff that I don't want into the export buffer, and it'll grab all that out of the system and dump it. So that's why I decided to go with the mine over the quantum query, just because it's much cleaner. You don't end up with all the extra junk. You just get the ores like it said, and you also get the sand for the oil. It just seems overall better. I would like to ask everybody what they would like me to do next. I want to see in the suggestions down below what direction you want me to take the Let's Play. Do you want me to go in the Twilight? Do you want me to try to expand into Draconic Evolution? I made the tablet over there. In the Twilight near me was Naga, so I killed the Naga off camera and put the trophy up there, and everything else I'm gonna wait for you. One of the other players was interested in possibly doing a couple episodes in the Twilight, but we're gonna have to go kill a Naga for him also to be able to continue on the quest path to the next. I believe it's the Liches after that. So we still have to find a Naga for that. There's tons of mods that we can concentrate on. Like I said, the Draconic is one idea. And I want to hear your opinions. So please put them in the comments below. I'd like to thank you very much. It's been about half an hour, so I'm going to take it in the video here. I want you to hit those like buttons and subscribe to me if you haven't, and I will see what you have to say down below. Thank you very much. Have yourself a good evening. Goodbye.